Think of how amazing you feel when you're around people who you can just be 100% yourself with. Feels pretty friggin' awesome, right? Well, imagine feeling that way around anyone. Just being able to be you. That is exactly what I'm going to help you achieve today. Today's episode is called Free to Be Me. How to be yourself around anyone. By now, most likely you know who I am, but just in case you don't, I'm Lacey Busse, and I am a busy working mom of two, and I absolutely love teaching. You guys will definitely hear all the passion in my voice. I have found so many tips and tricks regarding stress relief and just the ability to slow down and actually enjoy my family. This channel is all about teaching those tips and tricks to you. So if that's something that you're looking for, feel free to click that subscribe button and hit the bell for notifications. I don't want you to miss out on anything that I've got coming up here. So I absolutely love interaction, right? I love to get to know you. So I want you guys to comment on this video with who is it in your life who you can feel 100% yourself around. You can be silly, you can be quirky, you can be weird, you can just be you, okay? Comment with that person. I would love to know who it is in your life who just makes you feel super comfortable to be yourself around. So why am I talking about this topic? How is being yourself around people going to help you reduce stress? Well, confidence and contentment really frees up a whole lot of mental energy. And I know that when I actually feel like I have brain power left and I feel like I'm energetic, I'm so much less stressed. So when you embrace who you are and you're not worried about what everybody else thinks of you, you are going to feel so much more comfortable and so much more confident and therefore less stressed out. You're just gonna throw worry to the wind, and you know what? If they like you, great, and if they don't, oh well. That is definitely something that I have worked on throughout the years. About 3 years ago, I started doing personal development. So at first I'm like, self-help books? Like, really? But it's not what you think at all. I actually, in today's freebie, I've shared with you my 5 favorite books, and you can get them on audio too if you're driving, you've got a long commute, or if you just don't have time or energy to sit down and read. You can get them on audio, whatever way you want to take in that information. I really highly suggest that you read or listen to these books because they have helped me to build my confidence in myself and just be okay with being myself, like embracing exactly who I am and stop being so much of a people pleaser. A lot of times, I've learned so much from these books, and I could go into a book review on each one of them, which I will do in the future, so stay tuned. But I've learned so much from each and every one of these books. So go ahead and grab that freebie. It's at laceybusse.com/mom9 download. Okay? I can't wait for you to get your hands on these books and just soak them in. Let them change your mindset and let them change your life because they're going to give you so much confidence. All right? So let's dive into today's 5 tips on how to be free to be me. Tip number 1 is to be as compassionate and understanding with yourself as you are with your best friend or your kids. There's a quote that says, if you spoke to your friends the way that you speak to yourself, you'd have no friends left. Think about that a little bit. Self-compassion is so incredibly powerful. You guys, being our own worst critics is not helpful for anyone. It's not helpful for our family. It's not helpful for ourselves. Showing yourself compassion and being okay if you make mistakes, or if you forget to do something, or if you don't get to your workout that day, or if you eat that piece of cake, whatever it is, how would you speak to your kids? How would you speak to your best friend? Most likely, you would tell them, you know what, it's okay. Just dust yourself off, get right back up, it's okay. I learned this through therapy. I've actually gone to therapy and it was amazing. In a couple weeks, I'm going to share with you guys my journey with anxiety. And going to therapy was completely invaluable. It was priceless. And a lot of these tips that I'm going to share with you today have come from my therapist, and they've been super helpful for me, okay? So she knows that I am really, really close with my grandma. And my grandma is the most compassionate person I have ever met. She always, like anytime I would be frustrated with someone or, just kind of seeing the negative, she would just lovingly, gently stand up for that person and shed a different light on it. Like, well, what if, the person that cut you off on the highway, what if they were maybe heading to the hospital because, they wanted to see their loved one? It's just amazing. She always put a positive spin on things. So when I start to think about all of those things that I beat myself up about, I think about, okay, what would grandma say to me? And I start to try to say those things to myself. So that can be really, really helpful with your self-acceptance, like just being okay with who you are and being compassionate to yourself. Tip number 2 is to lower your expectations. A lot of times we hold ourselves to super high expectations, right? Ourselves, our home, our family, just everything. We expect so much of ourselves. We have to kind of put a realistic hat on. So, when I was talking in a previous episode, I'll link to it in the show notes, but I was talking about being realistic about how much you can get done in a day, right? We have to be realistic about that and lower our expectations for our to-do list, and especially for our homes. I worked with a woman that she said, she's like, my house isn't a mess. My house is lived in. And I'm like, total mindset shift that was super helpful. My house isn't a mess. We live in our house. So you know what? Our house is lived in. There might be blankets in the living room that aren't put away, or dishes piling up in the sink, or mail that sits on the counter and piles up sometimes. But you know what? It's lived in. And we have to lower our expectations and just show ourselves, again, some self-compassion and understanding. Number 3 is by far the most impactful tip that I have ever got. Other people's happiness is not your responsibility. I don't know about you guys, but I take on other people's happiness a lot. And you know what? There's so much that's out of my control when it comes to making other people happy. I do this a lot with my husband, and I'm still working on it. But this is another tip that came from my therapist, and we talked a lot about it, where I do so much around the house and, just everything to make someone else happy. And other people's happiness is their responsibility. It's not my responsibility. It's their choice whether or not to be happy. Can I do things to show him that I love him so much? Can I do things to make him feel super special? Oh, heck yeah, definitely. But to take on somebody else's happiness as my responsibility, that's a really big burden. And that in and of itself can be super stressful. And I feel like I can't really be myself sometimes if I'm just trying to make somebody else happy. Sometimes in life, you're not going to make everybody happy. And you just need to embrace that and be yourself. And if you're going to end up repelling people away by being yourself, they didn't belong in your life to begin with. It's a hard pill to swallow, but you're going to attract people into your life who are meant to be there. Most likely, they're going to be the people who are not judgmental and they just fit with your personality. On the flip side, you're going to repel people away, and I want you to know that that's okay, because other people's happiness is not your responsibility. Just be yourself, and you're going to attract in the people who are meant to be in your life. Number 4 is an awesome mindset shift, okay? And it's about practicing gratitude. Now, I'm thankful for a lot of things in my life. You know, I'm thankful for my kids and I'm thankful for my health. But I'm not oftentimes thankful for the aspects of my body that I don't love. I'm not oftentimes thankful for the things that I wasn't able to get done today. But if we flip that on its head, think about my stretch marks, okay? I'm thankful that my body was able to carry a baby. I'm thankful that I was able to get pregnant. I was able to have a baby growing in my belly, and I now have children, and I have a loving family. And you know what? The stretch marks, they just came along with it. And my husband still loves me, even though I have those stretch marks and all that loose skin on my stomach. So I'm thankful that I have those stretch marks. It's hard for me to even get that phrase out because I don't even believe it yet. But if I keep on saying that, you can retrain your thoughts, which is in tip number 5. Okay, so I'll get there. But another one is being thankful for things that you weren't able to get done. Think of it this way, all right? My house is a mess because we were having a really, really fun time together as a family, and I'm thankful for that. I didn't get the dishes done, I didn't get the wash done, and, vacuuming got pushed to the side and it didn't get done today because we were having fun as a family. I'm thankful that I decided to have fun with my family instead of doing the cleaning. Okay? So practicing that gratitude and just being thankful for exactly who you are and what decisions you make in your life, it really helps you to just be encouraged to just be yourself. Right? Just embrace who you are and be thankful for who you are. Tip number 5 is my last tip for this video, and it's affirmations. All right? Next week's video is going to be all about affirmations. And believe me, they work, first of all, and they don't have to feel weird. Okay? You don't have to stand in front of the mirror beating on your chest and saying, I am awesome! If that's helpful for you, by all means do it. But affirmations can really, really help to retrain your thoughts, build your confidence, and help you just embrace exactly who you are, all right? Don't miss next week's video. It's going to be super helpful. So subscribe, hit that bell for notifications so that you don't miss the the next episode, okay? Just a little preview, one of my favorite affirmations that have been super helpful for me. It goes right along with what I've talked about as far as, trying to let go of other people's happiness, especially my husband's, is the cleanliness of my home does not determine my value as a wife. A lot of times I feel like I have failed if I don't keep our house completely clean. Well, you know what? There's a whole lot more that goes into being a good wife than having a clean house. Like, logically, duh. But in my head, I'm not always logical. I've talked about that before, right? I don't think any of us are always logical. So next week, though, I'm going to dive in and I'm really going to take you step by step on how to create affirmations that are helpful for you. Okay, so I want to end this video with a quote from one of the books that's in the freebie. So if you want to grab that freebie, I've got my 5 favorite personal development books, and they are really going to help you to boost your confidence and truly feel free to be me, just being yourself around anyone. Okay, so I'm going to end with a quote though. It is from the book You Are a Badass by Jen Sincero. If you're okay with swearing, get that one, especially on audio. This book is freaking hilarious. She actually narrates it and I absolutely love it. I listen to it in the car sometimes and I just bust out laughing. So it says, "You are perfect. To think anything less is as pointless as a river thinking that it's got too many curves, or that it moves too slowly, or that its rapids are too rapid. You're on a journey with no defined beginning, middle, or end. There are no wrong twists and turns. There is just being. And your job is to be as you can be." How cool is that, right? This book honestly has changed my life completely. So grab that freebie. It's at laceybusse.com/mom9 download. I also have the show notes for today's episode at laceybusse.com/mom9. As always, friends who care, share, okay? Share this video with a fellow stressed out mom. We all need to just be more compassionate with ourselves and more understanding, and just feel free to be ourselves around anyone, okay? So feel free to share this video with all of your mom friends, help them to alleviate some stress. I will see you guys in the next episode, which is going to be all about affirmations. Have a great day, you guys. Bye.